Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Wakanda forever. It's currently in the theaters and it's not living up to its billing. It's doing money. It's definitely going to do a profit, but it's not doing what I think Marvel wanted it to. Let's just have a quick little look here at Black Panther. From 2018, the Chadwick Boseman one. After 4 weeks, it had domestically grossed $561 million. If we jump to Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, it's grossed $393.7 million. So that's 170 odd million below what the original was at this point in time. And as you can see, after being bolstered by a Thanksgiving week, 5-day weekend, whatever they want to call it, the drop-offs are back on the large side, 63% after the first week, now 61% into week 5 that we're just going into. Worldwide, 733 million. So the international box office is actually doing lower than the domestic box office, which is never a good sign when it comes to gross for the movie. And even the curve, it dipped, it just about caught up, and then it started to dip again. So it's not doing what Marvel wanted it to do. And I don't think there's any doubt whatsoever that Marvel wanted this movie to hit $1 billion. I think that was the lowest that they were looking for. I think this is, I initially projected around 820, but now I think it's probably going to do somewhere in the region of 920s. I don't think it's going to hit that $1 billion, though. I don't think it's got the legs on it. Now, this is from Bounding Into Comics. A new rumor claims Marvel Studios is re-evaluating its release lineup for Phase 5 and Phase 6 over concerns about poor quality. Now, even if this rumor whatever is a fart in the wind, the actual sentiment itself is spot on. The sentiment itself is correct, because all you have to do is start to look at the data about Phase 4. Now, we all could have a great laugh about She-Hulk and whatnot and how utterly pathetic that was. But if we just look here, these are all of the Marvel movies that have been released so far. 30 of them in total. And if we look down at the bottom here, in the bottom 5, 3 movies from Phase 4 sit. Black Widow, lost money. Eternals, lost money. And Shang-Chi, negligible. Might have broken even, might have just made a profit, but it's nothing. It did nothing for the company. And if we go up slightly, Wakanda Forever is mid-table, but it's still going. So that's gonna go up. Don't worry about that. But here we go. Thor: Love and Thunder, just a couple of places above it, and that's it. That's done. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 12, 11. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yes. So that's the best that Marvel could do, is 11th. And you could say, Spider-Man No Way Home as... Well, no, because that's a Sony. That was a Sony movie. That didn't come from Disney. Disney took a cut of it, 25% cut of it. But that was actually made by Sony, and that's the one that did exceedingly well. 1.9 billion. And this is what Marvel are looking for these big movies. But the problem is they've got rid of their big characters. They've got rid of Iron Man. They've got rid of Captain America. But Captain America's coming on a 4th movie. No, that's fake Captain America. That's Falcon. That's Falcon cosplaying Captain America as a derivative version of him because the racists at Disney and the racists at Marvel believe that a black man can't get any legitimacy unless he takes on the role of a white man. Because that's where we are with the liberal, the far left agenda. Just as racist as the far right agenda. They just try and coat it and drape it in virtue. So, from the 7 movies that came out in Phase 4, they performed terribly. Absolutely terribly. Then you compound that with all the TV shows that came out as well. Hawkeye, I mean, I can't even remember probably some of them. Hawkeye, Moon Knight, oh dear God. She-Hulk, of course, which was an abomination. Okay, no puns, no more puns. I promise no more puns. But why is that happening? Why hasn't Marvel connected? Well, they haven't connected because they haven't been authentic. The characters that came before them in the first 3 phases, they're authentic Marvel characters. From Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Falcon, Hawkeye, Black Widow, all authentic characters, and they played their own roles. But now, when we hit Phase 4, Marvel decided to do their all-new, all-different Marvel, which was a massive, monumental failure in the comics verse, and apply it to their Phase 4. And it became a very intersectional Phase 4. And essentially all they did was phase out the male characters and replace them with a pathetic derivative female character. And I say pathetic because there was nothing about them. They had no characterization. They had no personality. They had no struggle. They had nothing to go through. There's a joke. I say a joke. Unfortunately, it's real. That one of the Marvel actors in the Eternals said, can you think of how many lives this film is going to save because 2 men kiss on the screen? I would actually challenge that probably more people Minecraft themselves after watching the Eternals. It was so shit. But that's where the mindset is now. The mindset is no longer creating and developing great characters and presenting them to you for entertainment. What it is taking characters that people may or may not know about for Phase 4, with the Eternals and such, and turning them into inclusion and diversity tokenizations. A lot of the Eternals were gender changed, sexuality changed, race changed, etc. Because Kevin Feige himself said, we're looking to take lesser known franchises, lesser known characters, so we can adapt them for a modern audience. And by a modern audience equals far left politics, far left ideology. How many times do we have to go through that? Black Widow failed massively. Why? Why create a film about a character that was already dead? A film of a character that was already dead, literally there as a vessel to introduce the character that's going to take over from her, a derivative version. Where's the fun in that? There is no fun. And then, of course, we got the laughter with them using a male actor to play Taskmaster, because Taskmaster is male. But then at the end, bait and switch when they took the helmet off of her being female, because that is all new, all different Marvel. It's not all new, all different. It's all shit, all trash Marvel. None of these characters that they have brought in, none of these characters that they've adapted have any personality about them. Even Simu Liu, who's an absolute monumental bell end in real life, an absolute fragile snowflake of a person that can't take an ounce of criticism, who thinks he's amazing when really he's fucking mid as fuck. He was walked around in his own movie. His character didn't have any agency in his own movie. It was his friend Marvel's Katie and his sister that did everything. And the story evolved around that. He himself, no agency at all. Why get invested in it? Why care? That's why it's the 5th worst performing Marvel movie. Maybe making a very, very small profit, 10 to 30 odd million. And getting a sequel? Question marks, question marks, question marks. Yeah, this is taken from a tweet by Gary from Nerd Erotic. And let's just have a look at it. This is the... Gary says, since we're dropping some dimes on Twitter from the Writers Guild of America, reinterpreting legacy characters. So about this event that's called Queer Eye for Comic Books. That's an interesting one. It's an actual video that you can watch of this whole event. It's 2 hours long. It's got some amazing jokes in it. And by amazing jokes, I mean panel. About this event, this panel will bring together Alphabet Mafia writers and TV film executives to discuss the process of adapting comic book IP for film and television, with a focus on breathing life into queer characters, either those already queer on the page or reinterpreting legacy characters in a new queer light, taking your straight characters, turning them gay. Just like they've taken your white characters, turned them black, your male characters, turned them female. That's why Phase 4 has been a monumental failure, because do you know what? Joe Public wants to turn up at the cinema and see something that they recognize. The characters that they recognize. And when they look on the screens and they don't see them, what do? Then they're turned off. Because they're not getting what they expected. They're getting some... Again, freaking idiot in some minuscule part of the world trying to tell somebody what they should be watching. Never tell people what they should be watching. Never take source material and then try and turn it to your politics and then preach to somebody that this is what they should be getting. It's obvious that anyone with any business acumen would be reevaluating after Phase 4's debacle. That they'd be looking at their slate and saying, are we here to preach or are we here to make money? Which is invariably what the business is there for. Because there was a significant amount of money lost in the Phase 4 that they thought they were going to get moving into Phase 5. And what do we have going into Phase 5? Well, let's just have a look here. Quantumanium. Whatever, Mania from Ant-Man. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is the only thing which looks half decent. Secret Invasion. Echo. Who cares about Echo? No one. The Marvels. Who cares about the Marvels? No one. Ironheart. Who cares about Ironheart? No one. Blade. Push back. Because they can't even get somebody to produce the damn thing, direct the damn thing. Agatha. Who gives a shit? No one. Captain America, New World Order. Derivative fake Captain America. Thunderbolts. And then we got Daredevil Born Again. And what we saw with what they did with Daredevil in Phase 4, it looks like Phase 5's Daredevil could be in for a very bumpy ride indeed. And a lot of these shows are already in production. Already filmed. Already filming. What are you going to do then? How can you reevaluate those? The quality of She-Hulk was dog shit. Most of the Marvel films are looking cheap. Cheap behind a projection screen. And claiming to be big showcase events for people. There's too much of it. Saturated. 19 different shows and movies in Phase 4. What? And that's over the course of 2 years. Whereas Phase 1, 2, and 3 were 23 movies over the course of 11 odd years. It's insane. They might want to reevaluate, but the simple fact of the matter is the horse has already bolted. The fire is already in the dumpster. The shit has already come out of the dog's ass. I think it's a bit too late now. You might have some regrets or some buyer's remorse, Marvel, but it's too late. You did what you wanted to do, which was become a preachy, political wing in your entertainment, and people have been turned off, and they've been turned off dramatically. And you don't have the quality of writers, and you haven't had the quality of acting, and you certainly haven't had the quality of production. And people give their hard-earned money for this, and they see right through it. Right through it. All I can say is, oh well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.